So here it is, folks, the latest arrival to my garage. Honda VFR1200 DCT with automatic gearbox. I always wanted that bike. I mean, there is just something intriguing about it, and I've never ridden a motorcycle with automatic gearbox. Apart from scooters, of course, those are 50cc little vehicles, so it doesn't really count. So this is a 1237cc V4 motor, which actually produces about 170 horsepower at the crank. So you're talking Hayabusa, Gen 1 Hayabusa level of power with automatic gearbox, and for that reason I was always very intrigued about this bike, and I got one. And so I've already made some videos for this bike. Well, I filmed the videos, I haven't edited them yet because I was doing a handlebars conversion. So this is how it's all came out, and let me tell you, it's incomparably more comfortable than the stock bars, the clip-on bars, which are just, to me, it's a horrible choice Honda made with those stock bars for this bike, because it just doesn't suit its character whatsoever. As far as I'm concerned, and most of people that I know, VFR1200 is a sports touring motorcycle, with the touring aspect of it being rather important. So with the stock bars, you know, it's half an hour and the wrist pain kicks in, so it's just not suitable. So that is so much better. It really transformed how this bike rides. Another little job I had to do was replacing the fork seals because one of them was slightly leaking, so that job has been cleared. And apart from that, obviously I've done a full service, you know, engine oil, oil filters. And that's an interesting part, because this bike actually has two oil filters. It's got the traditional oil filter, like most of bikes, and it's got another DCT oil filter. Yeah, so I've replaced those two, replaced the coolant, serviced the air filter, because this actually has the high flow K&N air filter. So I did that, and I've done the awful job that everybody on the VFR Facebook forum was warning me about, which was replacing the spark plugs. And I've got to tell you, to change the spark plugs in this bike took me more time than to remove an engine from Suzuki RF900. So in detail, it took me about 3.5 hours start to finish. You know, messing around with fairings on this bike is just a pain in the butt. You know, they're easy to remove, but they're somewhat difficult to put back on. Then you've got to strip the airbox and, you know, get the ECU out of the way. The rear plugs are really nicely accessible, but the front ones are just an absolute pig. But anyway, that's done, so it's sorted for thousands of miles. And overall the bike looks pretty clean. It's got a nice top box, which will take two full face helmets, which is quite incredible really when you think about it. Have a look at this. It's got a single-sided swing arm. It's got a center stand, which is brilliant for servicing. And it's got this lovely V4 sound. So let's just listen to this awesome exhaust before we end the video. That's what it sounds like. Thanks for watching, folks.